What's happening, man? What's happening? Happy Father's Day to you too, KFX. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out here, man. Happy Father's Day to the founding fathers for creating this great country, man. Happy Father's Day to Benjamin Banneker, Benjamin Franklin, man. Happy Father's Day to George Washington, man. Thomas Jefferson, man. Quincy Adams, man. Happy Father's Day to goddamn Alexander Hamilton and Patrick Henry, man, for making this great country, man. Oh. Yeah, Benjamin Banneker created nothing, man. He memorized the LaFont's plans for DC. That bitch ass nigga LaFont threw a temper tantrum and stormed out and took his plans for DC with him. And Benjamin Banneker memorized them, man. What you talking about, man? Benjamin Banneker memorized the plans, man. He was able to continue laying out DC, Washington DC, man. What you talking about, man? Benjamin Banneker is a founding father, man. You ain't gonna take out one founding father and fucking hell no, I ain't gonna let you do that on Juneteenth, man. You ain't gonna take out one founding father, man. Fuck you, man. DC's hills, man, too. DC's a swamp, but it's hills too. It's only a swamp because if you so like a valley, river basin or something like that, you know. Shout out to Benjamin Banneker, man. The only black founding father I can think of offhand. Help me out. Can y'all think of some more? I don't know if Thomas Paine was black, man. I know Major Paine was black, but I don't know about Thomas Paine. I'm talking about black like me. I ain't talking about that one drop rule shit. I'm talking about black like me, nigga. The founding fathers that blue black like me, man. You talking about that one drop rule shit, man, and now that them conspiracies, so and so was really black, man. I think Frederick Douglass came along a lot later, man. Founding fathers were more at the time the country was founded. Frederick Douglass, he's a great American, but he wasn't a founding father. The founding fathers were like around the time of independence and the Constitution and all that stuff. George Floyd, there you go. Christmas addicts, yeah. Christmas addicts, definitely a founding father, without a doubt. Christmas addicts, a black founding father, man. Yeah, man. Christmas, man. Christmas is Latin for crispy, man. Richard Allen, yeah, I heard that name. I know that name. I can't remember what he did, man. Richard Allen, man. What did he do again? Yeah, that dude. Yeah, I know him. What did he do? A minister, educator, one of the United States' most active influence. Who? Yeah, yeah. I think he qualifies, man. I think he may qualify, man. I think he may qualify, man. I think Richard Allen could qualify, man. He barely made the cut. Make sure you hit the PayPal Cash App Super Chat. Slam that PayPal Cash App Super Chat. Just mash it. We got Juneteenth, man. Juneteenth. It's the 10th of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Cash your checks and come up. Mm. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? Yeah, man, we gonna get started straight way, man. Straight way. All right, man. Shout out to IRS, man. Shout out to Gilby. Gil B. Ock Nation All Pro, man. Gil B. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to show y'all. I knew it was something that I wanted to show y'all. Is that it? Was it on here? Was it on here? Oh, here it is. Okay. Uh Florida
is where woke goes to die.
I think they mean black.
Look at black people picking on white people again. Look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another way to say thug or something else, right? You know, once something.
I love her music, man. I love her music, but I hate her politics, man. She's a fucking moron, man. I would still work with her though. She's a fucking moron though. So they policing white people. You're being policed, man. White people, y'all about to get policed, man. Woke is the new N-word, y'all.
It goes out in the world, takes a life of its own. It's an energy of its own. I can tell you what woke means.
Please.
It just means being aware, being in alignment with nature. Because if you're in alignment with that, you're aware of everything that's going on. And it's not only in the political arena. That means with your health. That means in your relationships. That means in your home. That means in your car. It means in your sleep.
Florida is where woke goes to die.
I think they mean black. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She trying to police y'all, man. She know that white people soft, man. She just picking on white people, man. She trying to give y'all another hoop to jump through, man. She just giving white people another hoop to jump through. It's like this the proverbial kick in the head of somebody that's laying on the ground unconscious. She just slapping white people upside the head. Oh yeah, motherfucker, you can't say woke now either. Oh, and give me some free stuff. Hey, give me some free stuff and don't say woke or you racist. Pow! Right upside your head. Ain't it enough words white people can't say? God damn. I thought, shit. You know what, white people, man, y'all need to start speaking that the guys must be crazy language, man. The black people don't know that, man. We don't understand that shit, man. God damn, they just add new words that white people can't say every day, man. God damn. These niggas are bullies, man. Shit. You can't say woke no more. Shit. God damn. We got our foot up y'all ass, man.
It's just another way to say thug or something else, right? You know, once something goes out in the world, it takes a life of its own. It's an energy of its own.
Let's see what the black people think, man. Let's see what the black intelligentsia thinks. Conservatives use woke when they mean black people. Literally 99, no, I say 80% of the time I use the word woke, I'm talking about a white person. 80% of the time when I use woke, I'm talking about a white person. I rarely use woke talking about black people because black people are just like, y'all ain't even like, black people ain't even like considered like whole people. They just so far to the left as a group. You don't even have to call white black people woke. Press 1. You don't even have to refer to black people as woke. It's just a given. It's taken for granted that black people are woke. It's their default setting. I rarely call a black person woke. It's mostly whites, man, that I call woke, man, and that I hear call them woke. But they just she just fucking white people. She know that white people. She just was sitting there interviewing. She said, let me make white people's lives harder, man. Let me make another word white people can't say. Most times when I use the term woke, I'm talking about white people. Because black people, it's just like, what the fuck, man? Like, you're black, of course. Like, that's like, I mean, black and woke is synonymous. In 1939, the term stay woke was used in a protest song by blues musician Huddy Ledbetter. The song Scottsboro Boys describes what happened in 1931 when 9 black teenagers were accused of raping 2 white women in Scottsboro, Arkansas. Oh shit, I didn't know about that, man. I didn't know about Scottsboro, Arkansas. Oh shit. I didn't know about Scottsboro, Arkansas, man. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Y'all white folk might not be able to say woke. They might snatch woke for y'all, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they snatch woke from y'all, man. Let's see. The Scottsboro Boys, man. Them old Scottsboro Boys. They were some good boys.
One of the most interesting, crazy.
You can tell she lying. Whenever they talk like that, they lying, man. She acting like she all torn up about some shit that happened 60 years ago. Some people she don't know.
This program is brought to you by Emory University.
One of the most interesting, crazy, incredible cases of American jurisprudence deals with Scottsboro. Again, you can't understand unless you've got the context of the Great Depression. You have folks riding the rails looking for work just because they can't afford to, I'll go find this job here. So they're just hopping on a train and riding in, trying to find work wherever they can find work. Well, what happens in the Scottsboro case is you have 9 black teenagers and some of them get in a fight.
That's a rough crew right there, man. Let's see, man. They was good boys. And listen, I don't know, but we're going to find out, man.
Is you have 9 black teenagers and some of them get in a fight on the train with a couple of white guys. The train stops in Scottsboro. because this fight has broken out. As they're getting off the train, as the sheriff's folks are there, the white guys get off, the black guys get off, and then 2 white women get off. And the townsfolk are looking around going, oh. And the white women, because you've got black guys and white women in Alabama in the early 1930s, I believe 1932. It's like, whoa. And the women, Victoria Price and Ruby Bates, yell rape and say that these 9 black teenagers raped them. The town immediately took the 9 kids, hauled them in jail. There was a 1-day trial for these 9 kids that ranged from the age of like 12 or 13 to 17, known as the Scottsboro Boys. In this trial, Victoria Price described the horrific rape. Well, the problem was that the doctor who had examined these women said, there's no evidence of rape here. But that didn't stop the jury. The doctor now didn't testify.
Hold on, but it was a 1-day trial, man. How did the doctor examine those women that fast, man? I don't know. Maybe. Well, she didn't say the trial was the next day. Let me move along, man. They're gonna tell the truth eventually.
That there was no evidence of rape, but it was very clear that he knew. Said, there's no evidence. The town immediately took the 9 kids, hauled them in jail. There was a 1-day trial for these 9 kids that ranged from the age of like 12 or 13 to 17, known as the Scottsboro Boys. In this trial, Victoria Price described the horrific rape. Well, the problem was that the doctor who had examined these women said, there's no evidence of rape here. But that didn't stop the jury. The doctor now didn't testify that there was no evidence of rape, but it was very clear that he knew there was no evidence of rape. And he had told folks there was no evidence of rape. These 9 black teenagers were convicted, and rape was an executable offense in the 1930s. And so in a 1-day trial, 8 of them were sentenced to die in the electric chair. The youngest was sentenced to life imprisonment in an Alabama prison. Now, there are multiple problems with that story. One, Ruby Bates, one of the women who had yelled rape, recanted, said it didn't happen. Now, let me tell you what really happened here. We're prostitutes. And the Mann Act, the Federal Mann Act, says that we were afraid of because you can't cross state lines for immoral purposes. And since we crossed over out of Tennessee into Alabama, we were afraid that we might get brought up on federal charges. So we were just trying to protect ourselves. And so we just said, rape. Another part of the problem was.
That doesn't make any sense because it was a fight between the 2 groups. Why would they have to make that excuse, man? I don't know, man. We'll see, man. Let's see.
And the Mann Act, the Federal Mann Act, says that we were afraid of because you can't cross state lines for immoral purposes. And since we crossed over out of Tennessee into Alabama, we were afraid that we might get brought up on federal charges. So we were just trying to protect ourselves. And so we just said, rape. Another part of the problem was that first the Communist Party's legal wing hopped in there and took this case up to the Supreme Court to try to protect the Scottsboro Boys. Then the NAACP hopped in it. But a major Supreme Court decision was the Powell v. Alabama decision that came after this. Because think about this. You're on trial for your very life for a crime that never happened. Your court-appointed attorneys, one is the town drunk. I believe at the time he may have had a blood alcohol level of 0.2. I mean, lit. The other attorney in a capital case is probably in about the 4th stages of senility. So one of your attorneys is senile, looking for butterflies, and the other one is drunk, seeing butterflies. Now, the Supreme Court, even the Supreme Court in the 1930s went, really? No, come on. Come on. This is just too much even for us. And they remanded the case. They kicked the case back down. Now, you got to try these fellas again. Well, what happens now that they've got a real legal team is that they began to construct the train and found out that many of the Scottsboro boys weren't even in the same car as the women. So how can a rape happen if the guys aren't in that car? They were convicted once again. Case goes back up to the Supreme Court. By the time there were so many egregious constitutional errors in this case that by the time the Scottsboro case is done, and eventually they start getting let out one by one by one by one, it took first 18 years for the last one. Imagine being in prison, in an Alabama prison. You are 17. You get out when you're 35 for a crime that never happened, a crime where one of the women has recanted, a crime where the evidence demonstrates that.
Why didn't the other one recant? I'm not saying that this happened. I'm definitely not saying that this happened. It's just, why did only one recant? Why did only one recant? That's interesting. I don't know. I'm not saying that this happened. It could have been. She could have lied on. They could have lied on him. It's just odd, man. Did the white guys they were fighting with testify? Did the white guys they were fighting with initially in the train testify against them? What was their testimony? What was the testimony of the white guys they were fighting with? And salute to Jim Sefton, man, from across the pond, man. Appreciate you, man. What was the testimony of the white guys they were fighting with?
You couldn't have done this thing. This would be called an egregious wrong. You also had several who had escaped. Imagine trying to escape from an Alabama chain gang, but they managed to get out. Michigan refused. The Alabama tracked one down up into Michigan. Michigan refused. And think about this, a state refusing to extradite a convicted felon back to Alabama because Michigan looked up and said, this is wrong. This is just wrong. The last one was pardoned by Governor George Wallace sometime, I believe, in the 1980s. So imagine again, basically living in the shadows for almost 40, 50 years because of something that never happened. The charge of rape. I mean, Scottsboro speaks to so much in the criminal justice system. But what you also get in this is a series of Supreme Court decisions dealing with the right to competent counsel. Thank God. And the right to have a jury that is really, truly a jury of your peers. Now, that is some amazing jurisprudence that is coming out of this case of horrific, egregious, unjust, justifiable. I have no more words for what happened at Scottsboro, but an egregious wrong that, in my eyes, has never been righted.
Ain't never been righted. Okay. Uh, uh. Let's see what these sunbirds is doing, man. Um, salute to Trite Night. Oh, the Scottsboro boys, man. You know, I can't call that one. I gotta admit, I can't call that Scottsboro. I gotta do some more. I gotta. Maybe I'll get back to that at some point. We'll do some more research on the Scottsboro boys. So far, I can't determine either way. Um,
Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson.
let's go around. Let's see what these sunwords been doing for this to celebrate being free, man. Let's see how these sunwords been celebrating being free, man. What was Lincoln thinking when he set them free? Salute to Barry B, man. Eric S in the building once again. Barry B.
Another violent weekend in the city of Philadelphia. Last night, we told you that 4 people, including a toddler, were shot in Point Breeze. Today, we learned it was actually a 5th victim from that shooting. Action News.
Well, goddamn it, man. A mass shooting in Philly. What do you know, man? What do you know, man? God dog. You sun words. And listen, man, just because this didn't happen at a Juneteenth event, it doesn't mean that you son words supposed to have a moratorium on gun violence this weekend, man. There's supposed to be a moratorium on gun violence, man. Put the guns down. It's the weekend we celebrating us getting us free, man. And we love free stuff. Ain't nothing. All this little free stuff these white people giving us now don't compare to the freest, the most free stuff they ever gave us was our freedom.
Another violent weekend in the city of Philadelphia. Last night, we told you that 4 people, including a toddler, were shot in Point Breeze. Today, we learned it was actually a 5th victim from that shooting. Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson joins us live from police headquarters with more on this case. Sharifa.
Smash.
Yeah, Walter, more gunfire, and like you said, another weekend packed with violence as we learn about more victims. And again, overall this weekend, 2 very young children shot. Nearly a dozen people shot in 3 different shootings overnight across multiple neighborhoods. Police in Philadelphia adding another victim to a case where 5 people were shot on Ringgold Street in the Point Breeze neighborhood. The victims ranging in age from 4 years old to 58 years old. Authorities believe there were at least 2
Why the ranges in black shootings be so? 10 people were shot from the ages of 2 to 95. 6 people were shot, ranging in age from 3 weeks to 104. Like, god damn, man. Y'all they just don't care, man, where the bullet goes. It just doesn't matter.
Philadelphia adding another victim to a case where 5 people were shot on Ringgold Street in the Point Breeze neighborhood. The victims ranging in age from 4 years old to 58 years old. Authorities believe there were at least 2 shooters involved, and 3 of the victims were innocent bystanders, including the young child shot in the chest while playing outside. And just a few hours later, police say 3 people were shot outside in the 600 block of Franklin Place in the city's
Not a mass shooting. This one wasn't a mass shooting. This is only 3 people shot. So this is just a regular shooting.
3 people were shot outside in the 600 block of Franklin Place in the city's Poplar area. A 25-year-old man was shot in the stomach, a 22-year-old woman shot in her right leg, and a 31-year-old man was shot in his back leg. No arrests or weapons were recovered, and the violence was not just in the city, but also the suburbs.
The child was shot once and the adult male was shot several times.
Lower Merion police also investigating a shooting that left 2 people, including a
Lower Merion. Oh my God. We did a story about that. This crime is seeping into Lower Marion, man. Lower Marion. Are you fucking kidding me? There's son violence in friggin' Lower Marion. That's terrifying, man. My God.
Adult male was shot several times.
Lower Marion police also investigating a shooting that left 2 people, including a 5-year-old boy, injured Sunday morning. The gunfire erupted just after 8 a.m. at the Bala Kenwood Shopping Center parking lot on City Avenue.
It appears to be something that happened during custody exchange this morning.
Okay.
The person who is alleged to have done the shooting is in police custody.
Detective Keenan says this is the 3rd shooting in Lower Marion Township in 5 days, something that's not typical for the area.
What? Yo, I promise you. You know, this is where Kobe's from, right? Kobe Bryant's from. His dad was a basketball player. Lower Marion, man. Back in the 90s, man. Back in the 90s, Lower Marion, when I was in Pennsylvania during high school. Back in the 90s, man. Lower Marion, they would have 3 shootings in fucking 200 years. And one of them would have been some fucking shit during the Revolutionary War, man. Okay?
Yo, I'm wondering when is Facebook gonna do a mark myself safe from some violence tag?
Yeah, man. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Whenever there's like a tragedy, you could like mark yourself safe. Like if there's like a like a natural disaster, you mark yourself safe.
Oh wow.
So I don't know why Facebook hasn't done that, because I want to mark myself safe from some violence.
Well, no one is safe though. So
Very true. Very true.
What's going on, fellas? Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, man. How you doing? How many kids you got, man?
Just one.
How about you, Wicked?
I got the 2.
2?
Hell yeah.
You own Brito and you only got 2 kids? God damn, man.
It's hard. It's hard not to have more, you know? I gotta fight the urge.
God damn, man. Hell, you been doing all this time, man.
Just after 8 a.m. at the Bala Kenwood Shopping Center parking lot on City Avenue.
It appears to be something that happened during custody exchange this morning. The person who is alleged to have done the shooting is in police custody.
Detective Keenan says this is the 3rd shooting in Lower Marion Township in 5 days, something that's not typical for the area. Yeah, and police, they made an arrest in at least one of these cases. They're following leads in others, and like all.
If she didn't have that goddamn gap, man, she'd be fine. She'd be almost perfect if she didn't have that gap, man. That gap just, I don't know, man. Something about that. Like that shit just, it's like a dent, like on a fucking, like, it's like a fucking goddamn Benz E-Class and shit with a goddamn somebody just keyed that motherfucker or some shit.
But you know what? She knows her role. I'll let that gap pass. I gotta slide.
Yeah, man. Facts, man.
Yeah, and police, they made an arrest in at least one of these cases. They're following leads in others, and like always, they need the public's help to help solve some of these. We're live outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Sharifa Jackson, Channel 6, Action News. Walter.
Okay, Sharifa, thank you.
Yeah, man. So it's been rough, man. Why we not doing a moratorium on gun violence, man, for our celebration of freedom, man?
I think they should do a Juneteenth on the same day they do the National Gun Awareness Day or whatever the fuck.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, man. What the hell's going on, man?
The mother of 22-year-old.
Let's see. Look like
they killed my son. It hurts me. Tears and bloodshed leave us.
Oh shit. She this is what the hell?
They killed my son. It hurts Tears and bloodshed leave a stain of
The
violence
standard
on
of
this
beauty.
Father's Day weekend in New York City after multiple shootings hours apart in several boroughs. The mother of 22-year-old Miguel Molina is inconsolable as she's escorted to identify his body.
They killed my son. He was innocent. He don't do nothing bad to him.
Damn. I mean, we'll see, man.
He's escorted to identify his body.
They killed my son. He was innocent. He don't do nothing bad to him. These little murders. They're all murders.
Molina was dad to a 1-year-old girl. Police say he died Saturday after being shot in the chest outside of his building at the Eastchester Gardens public housing complex. The shooting was just steps from a playground and a basketball court.
You know, it's my little man, because he got this little basketball move he do, and, you know, that's how I know him, you know, as being a good dude, humble.
During the shooting, another person was grazed by a bullet, and just hours later, the same street, Addy Avenue, another man was shot in a separate incident. But there were 4 other shootings within the same 24-hour time span. Around 11 o'clock on New York Avenue in Brooklyn, a 38-year-old man was shot in the leg. Half an hour later, in the Bronx's West Farms neighborhood, another man was shot in the torso and killed. And then around 3 a.m. on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, a 28-year-old man was shot in the head.
This ain't really bad for New York, though. I say this is not that bad. Considering
it's
how
light. This is light.
Yeah, they got a lot of people up there, man.
Critical condition.
Baby girl just started walking. You know, he was a good father, see him pushing his child, and his moms did her best to protect all her children, keep them in the house. She tried, you know, getting them out of the hood.
The rash of violence.
Well, let's just say, like, as far as getting them out of the hood, she did a terrible job on that part, man. Because they lived in the fucking projects, man. But at this point, he's 20. It's not her job to, you know what I'm saying? He's got on a chain. He's got tattoos on his neck. He don't have any on his face, but that neck tattoo and that chain is telling me somebody that's kind of like out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he deserved to die, but he was out there.
Yeah, but some of them burritos, a lot of them burritos, they don't leave the crib till later, you know?
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they stay with their parents for a long time. Yeah.
She tried, you know, getting them out of the hood.
The rash of violence, too upsetting for those who knew the victims personally.
You know, it's just senseless. I don't know what he could have done, or why would anybody want to take a life like that? You know, it's just like meaningless, you know, and my heart goes out to the young people today. It's so hard to live in this world today.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with us, man. That ain't got nothing to do with Juneteenth, man. That's Cinco de Mayo shit right there, man. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, man, that ain't our problem, man. We ain't copping to that, man.
Then who did it? I tell
Weekend
you.
of shootings.
Huh?
Then who did it? If it wasn't
who
Yo, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. Obidos wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, look, man. I don't know who did it, man. It could have been a glider, man, or a tiger, man.
A violent weekend of shootings in cities across the country. Near Chicago, more than 20 people were shot at a Juneteenth event. 1 person died. CBS 2's Christian Benavides reports.
A celebration at a shopping mall parking lot near Chicago turned violent over the weekend. The DuPage County Sheriff's Office says what was mostly a peaceful Juneteenth celebration in the town of Willowbrook ended with an unknown number of suspects firing multiple shots into the crowd. Around 24.
An unknown number of suspects firing multiple shots into the crowd. My God.
But it was mostly peaceful, though, so it's all good.
I mean, go ahead.
Yo, all right, but 1 for 20, that's not bad, you know? For the sun, man, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just no care. Like, why are multiple people shooting into the crowd during Juneteenth celebrations? That means that there's more than one person that doesn't respect the sanctity of this celebration, man.
Yeah, they don't respect that shit.
Did
Yeah.
you say the sanctity?
Yeah, it's just a regular day, man.
Yeah, but this was a specific Juneteenth event. This wasn't like just niggas just being out. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was. No, this was some men just being out, literally. But they were like in a plaza. You know how like they have those little strip malls? Well,
Yeah.
they just commandeered one. They took over it, and the cops were monitoring it. But I guess they didn't want to be maybe racist, and they thought the Sunmen were going to behave. You know, they thought wrong.
Yeah.
Ended with an unknown number of suspects firing multiple shots into the crowd. Around 24 people were hit.
Victims were taken to multiple hospitals in DuPage, Cook, and Will counties. The ages and conditions of victims are not available at this time. The motive behind this incident is unclear, and this is still an active investigation.
That was just one of multiple incidents of gun violence across the nation.
This Father's Day, families across the St. Louis region woke to the news of yet another mass shooting.
In St. Louis, 10 people were shot, all teenagers ranging in age from 15 to 19, according to police.
10 of our babies shot downtown and a young life lost.
Is that Cori Bush right there?
It looks like
Where she always the biggest. Every time a goddamn white person fucking suck their teeth at a black or roll their eyes at a black person, she goddamn hopping in front of the camera. What you got to say now, you fucking whore?
Man,
crazy, man.
According to police,
10 of our babies shot downtown and a young life lost. It's every parent's worst nightmare, tenfold.
And another shooting this weekend, this one at a music festival in Washington State.
We now can confirm that there have been 2 people killed and there are 3 injured, which includes the shooter.
According to the Gun Violence Archive, which categorizes mass shootings as those where at least 4 people have been shot, there have been 310 so far this year. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
I want to know who did that one in Washington. We know who did the one in St. Louis.
Yo, I'm curious about that segment they just did. Kind of racist, isn't it? Like they went down the line across the neck, kind of like how you do actually. They've been watching.
I mean, they did it pretty quick though. They did breeze through it.
Well, they don't. I mean, who do it like you? Let's be real. But they probably watching you, Che.
Yeah, man.
We begin with breaking news. More than 20 people shot, one of them died. It happened overnight in southwest suburban Willow.
The parking lot would have looked like this even if there wasn't a mass
I told my girl that, right? And she told me I was wrong for that. I told that wasn't because of the shooting. She was like, yeah, well, how do you know that? I'm like, how do I know that?
Yo, if they had left on their own volition, man, all right, man, what you about to do, man? I'm out, man. Hey, tell the family I said what's up.
And guess who's cleaning that? Take a wild guess.
You say what?
Take a wild guess who's picking all that garbage up.
Oh yeah, you know who's picking it up, man. Gliders, man. Gliders gonna come pick that up, man. Or the city gonna pay some sunwords to come pick it up with glider tax money.
Overnight in southwest suburban Willowbrook. It started as a Juneteenth celebration and ended in gunfire.
WGN's Brona Tumulty is live at the scene with the latest. Brona.
Good evening, guys. Yeah, the number of victims here has been revised up to 22. That's coming from the local sheriff's department here. We know at least one person has lost their lives. We're told that in the parking lot right behind me across the street, people often gather during holiday celebrations. We're told they started gathering here around 6 o'clock yesterday evening, and about 6 hours later, things came to an abrupt end.
Seems like always the Juneteenth celebration and always like sometimes around the 4th of July weekend, depending, because there's they shoot off a lot of fireworks, they party.
Rick Wagner lives near.
Every year.
He said the Juneteenth and these songbirds.
He really wanted to say that. He really wanted to say that, man.
But I'm going to be real with you, though. I'll give the Sunman 1 for 20, but I cannot give them 1 for 23. That's terrible.
Yeah. It's bad, man. It's
Yeah, that's
bad.
crazy, man.
Yeah, cold streak, man. They need to get a layup, like walk up on the dude and just shoot point blank.
Yeah, this is
Right,
get a
then you can
rhythm,
win
man.
bad.
You gotta
22
get a
people
rhythm.
and kill one person. That's wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You need
It's
to see the
almost like
ball.
you gotta be trying not to kill people as you shoot. Like you really gotta like, oh, okay, you
Oh
know?
no, they try to kill people. Trust me.
Yeah, they try to kill
kill
people. They just can't aim.
Right, yikes.
Some people just resilient too, man. The shock trauma center is probably really good too.
Right, man. I mean, it reminds you of that little girl, the one that she like, man, I just spit on it, you know, it's all right.
Yeah, it's like, man, shit, man.
Remember that when the little girl told the adults,
Tussin,
okay, don't worry.
Tussin, yeah, she went home. She didn't even tell her mother she got shot. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
That was a
Chicago,
different one,
yeah.
but that one too.
That was Chicago,
the one
yeah.
with the one with the ankles. Remember that? We're like,
I think this girl got shot in the back. Little Chicago girl got shot in the back, and she went home. She ain't tell her mother she got shot for like 2 days. Mother didn't know she got shot for like 2 days. She wasn't supposed to be out. I think she had snuck out the house and was over her friend's house.
right.
And got
I
shot.
think she went downtown and got hit in the downtown.
Snuck out and went downtown and got shot, and then snuck back in the house and was just like, shit, I ain't saying nothing. And mom, mom ain't know for 2 days, man.
Yeah, I remember that story. You did that shit. That shit was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah,
but you remember the one with the basketball court out where like the lady they would only show her ankles.
Yeah.
And then the little girl was like, she got hit, but she told the adults, I'm all right.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
I think she got grazed.
It's a through and through.
Yeah, it went straight through, man. No vital organs. Salute to George, man. Thank you for keeping an eye on these degenerate savages for us and reporting the mayhem. Yeah, man. You got it, man. What's up, Glider, man? We're not in New York no more, but I'm sure you're gonna tell us about New York. What's happening?
I just wanted to wish you a happy Juneteenth.
Oh man.
What about Father's Day? Letterman, what about Father's Day?
And Father's Day, but Juneteenth.
Hey, we appreciate
especially.
that, man. We appreciate that.
I want to wish you
Hey,
a
you
happy
just can't
Pride.
have.
The question is, was all the stuff that happened outside of Chicago, was that like the Sun Man's way of celebrating Father's Day or Juneteenth? Like, that's my question. I'm not worried. I know who did the shooting already, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way it's interesting though, man. Like I said the other day, man, Father's Day is being it's getting crowded, man. They making us share Father's Day with two groups that don't cherish fatherhood. Pride Month and Juneteenth, man.
Damn.
Very sad, man.
Real shit.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
all the same weekend too.
Yeah, man. It's like they trolling us, man. They trolling us fathers, man.
Juneteenth by Father's Day, nice.
Yeah, man. Let's move on.
And
seems like always the Juneteenth celebration, and always like sometimes around the 4th of July weekend, depending, because they shoot off a lot of fireworks, they party.
Rick Wagner lives near Honeysuckle Rose Lane and Route 83 in Willowbrook, a popular
Yo, can we
spot.
send this bitch back to fucking Ireland, man? Why the fuck do they got goddamn fucking? I don't know who the fuck who the fuck idea was it to have her?
This is Chicago. You gotta have an Irish lady.
Look, they're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
Shit, man, it's just fucking annoying. Like, goddamn, you can deal with it for a while, but then it's like, fuck.
A weekend, depending, because they shoot off a lot of fireworks, they party.
Rick Wagner lives near Honeysuckle Rose Lane and Route 83 in Willowbrook, a popular spot, he says, for holiday gatherings.
I would estimate there was probably 150 cars or so. It's all the way from one end of the parking lot.
Oh yeah, that's like 150 Sun cars. Like, come on, that's ridiculous, man. Come on, man. Like, come on, that many Suns in one spot. And salute to Battle Wealth, man. He's gifting 5 Arc Nation News memberships, man. Make sure y'all, I forgot how you do it, man. You hit the $sign next to the chat, and then you can click on accept somebody put the directions in the chat, man. How the people can get their gifted Ock Nation membership. Salute the Battle Wealth, man.
You said 150 cars?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you call poverty. See?
Yeah, definitely.
Individual cars, that is poverty.
Wicked. Hey, Battle Wealth, do you have is one of these memberships for Wicked? Is it all right if Wicked partakes in one of these? Are you a member already, Wicked?
I'm on the Patreon.
Yo, bro, you a member of the channel?
No, not on YouTube.
Okay, well, Battle Elf, man, is it okay if Wicked gets one?
He hates me, man. I'm part of the tyrannical system. You know, one of the agents of tyranny.
Yeah, you know, Wicked try to take one of us out in traffic and shit.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yo, can you hear me? Everything, my mic good?
Yeah, you good, man.
Yo, let me ask you a question. I was in years though. I remember you used to do videos in your car, right?
Right.
It'd be like the tiny box. You'd be like reporting the news, same thing like you're doing right now. Has anyone like come after you, like try to email you or message you, or like the pro blacks, wherever, like respond to you, so like, hey, why are you reporting bad things on black folks? Why don't you report good things? Have you ever came to that?
I had a lot of that when I first got on YouTube. Back in the day, 2017, 2018, 2019.
Right.
And I wouldn't even say a lot. I had some of it. But see, the thing about it is it's very hard to do that with me because, like, when
Your mic's tweaking a bit, Chief.
Oh, okay. How about now?
It's good.
Yeah, you good. You good.
When you come up here, man, it's very hard to spar with me, man. Like, cause it's very hard, man. Cause you can do that shit with some dudes because they go on, they don't know how to debate. But man, I mean, I think most people know that. Most liberals know if they come up here, man, they're gonna take an L. So it's like I don't really get that. I think they pretty much leave me alone when they go fuck with other people.
They just porn bomb you?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. They porn bomb me. But it's kind of like people know that they taking an L on that topic right here, man. And I think they pretty much learned that in the first few years. So now they just report the channel, or get it age restricted, get the videos age restricted, or they do stuff like that, little petty stuff behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? But they don't really confront me like that. I don't get confronted a lot. I mean, have y'all seen that? I haven't seen people like liberals come and confront me like that. I just don't see it a lot.
Nah, we got weirdos that came on the show like that dude a while ago that came on the show and he was saying
the king from Philly, King.
Yeah, like that dude. He came on.
Rare though, but it's still relative.
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because like when I see content creators, they do like they report like bad things will happen in the community and all that. They get attacked. They get
because they know they can
out and all that.
There's a
what about the reported white stats or like.
There's a potential W though there. Like a lot of them dudes you can potentially, like, if you're a low IQ fucking liberal, some dudes you can argue with and fucking convince them or make them, move off their square. They know that ain't happening with me, man. So it's like there's no point. Like, listen, I'm putting the call out. Any liberal that wants to debate me or fucking tell me, put me in my place, come on up here, man. And anytime, it doesn't have to be tonight, just anytime in the future. The invitation's open. The link has been in the chat for going on 2 years. The link has been in the chat for 2 years. You can come up anytime you want. I get porn bombed because I let everyone come up. That's the only reason I get porn bombed.
Yeah, I be camming up most of the time.
Nobody, they can't come up. So I'm telling you, man, they already know it's an L because it's not like, oh man, he ain't gonna let me up. I'm gonna let you up. They know it's an L, man. I'm telling you, man. They know in their heart. The one thing about a lot of black people, and if you've been in the streets or whatever, or you just been in school or just been at a job, black people know if they think that it's an L, they're not gonna fuck with you. They fuck with people that they think they can beat, or people that they think, for the most part.
That we can
Black
take
people like,
advantage of and shit.
yeah, they like picking on people and shit. They like taking advantage of people. When they feel like, oh, yo, this nigga might kill my ass, or this nigga might, if we get into it with this nigga, they gonna slide every night.
Right.
If they think it's gonna be some shit like that,
Real
they
shit.
not gonna fuck with
Real
you,
shit.
dog.
Real shit.
Fair
You know
enough.
what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Fair
And
enough.
they already know, man. They know they can't fuck with me on this shit. They just know.
There was probably 150 cars or so, all the way from one end of the parking lot to the next, and probably 300 to 400 people.
That large group was celebrating Juneteenth last night, but around 12:30, the celebrations turned to chaos as gunfire pierced the air.
And out of nowhere, there was like a major gunfight for like 30 seconds. I'd say 60 plus, rounds.
A scrambling for safety ensued.
We just started her to shoot. Cut before we had her, so we dropped down.
As bullets whizzed through the car park.
We were all just out, and next thing you know, shots just got going off.
Other neighbors relaxing at homes nearby, hearing the commotion, running to see what was happening.
We went down the street to see what was going on, and
You notice how all the people who were there at the event are black, and all the people who are witnesses or in the neighborhood are white.
It's a total glider neighborhood.
Yeah.
They totally destroyed this neighborhood. Look at it.
Wow. Everybody in this town is a tiger or a glider. You can count the sons on one hand.
What happened here, actually, is they opened up a project not too long ago, and that's kind of you know how that goes.
Oh, really? In
Willow, it's kind of it's like a very small one from what I understood. It's like a very small project, but
that's all it takes, buddy.
Yeah, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Yeah, especially if you got like a lot of single mothers there, because I mean, you gonna have a lot of kids. You gonna have a lot of fucking men dating those women coming through, and the men that they bring around are gonna be degenerate. You got a lot of degenerate like men and a lot of degenerate teens, and you only need about like maybe 20 or 30 of them in a town, because they gonna find rivals. The thing about groups of black teens that make them so dangerous is that when they get rivals, so you have this crew against that crew, and then they shooting at each other, or they beefing with each other, or on site with each other. That's what causes like a lot of the shootings in broad daylight, because they're ops and whatnot. So if you got this one project here, even if you don't have another project in that town, I'm sure there's a neighboring town, right, that's very close that may have a project. So now those kids can beef with those kids and be on site and and now your community's ruined just from two groups of rival Sun teams.
Some projects go building by building, have different crews.
Yeah, I don't think this one is big enough for that though.
The same project.
Yeah, the dudes from this side or that side, or dudes from the breezeway, the dudes by the playground, the dudes from up top, down bottom. Yeah, I know how that shit works.
Where these Sunmen fucked up though, Ike, is that this is in DuPage County, right? So what happened here in Cook County and Kent Fox County, they'll give you maybe a year probation, but in DuPage, you're getting 20 years at the least.
Yeah, that's good, man. I mean, I hope so, man. But now you said though that they got a project there, so it could get woke very fast. But I'm sure that'll take some work, some time though. It'll take them some time.
Yeah, you're right as hell, Chief, because slowly you see it. DuPage is starting to slowly,
Yeah, I know.
Those gliders moved out there to get away from this too, for sure.
Yeah, it's just fucking sad, man. They're gonna move again, like gliders do. One thing about gliders, we keep y'all on the run, man. We keep y'all moving, man. Y'all, we make you prove that Christopher Columbus shit that y'all explored, y'all navigated the seas and discovered everything, because we gonna keep you on the move, Jack.
Started her to shoot. Cut before we had her, so we dropped down.
As bullets whizzed through the car park.
We were all just out, and next thing you know, shots just got going off.
Other neighbours relaxing at homes nearby, hearing the commotion, running to see what was happening.
We went down the street to see what was going on, and we just saw, a bunch of people running.
Police arrived quickly, having already been in the area.
There was just like hundreds of cop cars.
Some were told even applying tourniquets on scene while shutting the streets down.
They had everything closed. No one could get through. There was just tons of ambulances. It was crazy. It was very hectic.
And as the ambulances arrived, they left just as quickly, taking gunshot victim after victim with them. In total, at least 22 people were struck, and at least one has since died, while many others were hurt in the melee.
Take care of the families that are probably grieving right now. That's all we can do.
Now, police were here so quickly because we're told they had been on site already monitoring the size of the crowd. They were called away to another 911 call moments before the gunshots rang out, and then returned here once they heard those shots fired. Now, we don't know how many shooters there were. We're still waiting to get that information from police. Seemingly, there was more than one. As you can see behind me, the whole area is still cordoned off, and we are hoping for an update from police later this evening. Live in Willowbrook, Brona Tumulty, WGN News.
And Brona, Congressman Sean Casten.
They planned it out. They called in a fake 911 call, said the cops would leave, and then they could shoot the place up. That's some good thinking.
I don't know if that was the case, but I think it just, if you had 150 sons right there, there probably was another area really close by where you had like some son activity, maybe a fender bender, some sons ready to kill each other, or some sons at a 7-Eleven hanging out, or just something happened. Because if you got 150 son cars right here at this one area, the whole area is just polluted. It's not like they just all gonna be right there.
Hey, more than 3 is more. Not for me.
Yeah, more than 150.
Well, think about it this way. If you're a glider and you're having a heart attack while all the ambulances are tied up doing this shit, you're going to be waiting like 30 minutes, man.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yo, can you imagine? Can you imagine being the cop that arrives first and seeing that fucking shit show?
Yeah. You gotta be brave, man. I think if you the first cop and you show up, man, you gotta just fucking take cover, man. You can't go into that alone, man. Because sons are so, we're not afraid of police. And I think everybody here knows that. We're not afraid of police. One cop shows up, man.
Right.
It's gonna be
that cop will literally immediately apply a tourniquet while some people yell at him, do something. Motherfucker, what do you think I'm doing? Back the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, man.
Congressman Sean Casten releasing a statement saying, quote, "I'm heartbroken to see the news from Willowbrook this morning. We live in a tragic reality where you cannot go to school, go to the grocery store, go to your place of worship, or celebrate holidays like the 4th of July or Juneteenth without fear of being shot." He goes on to say, "Change is needed. We cannot allow this to be the status quo. I'm thankful for the first responders who attended to the victims last night, and we'll continue to work with local authorities to stay updated on the situation."
Stay with WGN TV for continuing.
Salute to him, man, for thanking the first responders and not talking about fucking gun laws, man. Let's see how this
he was hinting at it. He was hinting.
Yeah, he held back though. He held back. So salute to him, man.
Well, gun violence erupted in several American cities this holiday weekend, bringing the total number of mass shootings so far this year to over 300. CBS's Elise Preston is in Los Angeles with more on that. Elise?
Jerika, much of that violence happened at parties crowded with teenagers. Multiple mass shootings where the victims were just kids. A violent holiday weekend. Los Angeles authorities are on the hunt for the gunman who opened fire at a house party, wounding 8.
This looked like Hombritos. Right here. Look at that fucking guy right there.
Hombritos they be stabbing people or something, man. They're not.
They in LA they getting busy.
A violent holiday weekend. Los Angeles authorities are on the hunt for the gunman who opened fire at a house party, wounding 8 most of them teenagers.
I know this is graduation season, as well as this weekend we're celebrating Father's Day, as well as Juneteenth.
Maybe not, man. This is Carson.
Now you know. Now you know.
Yeah, you got a black police chief. Oh, everybody black. God damn, the whole fucking squad black, man.
Nakedly racist.
Right, nakedly racist.
Weekend we're celebrating Father's Day, as well as Juneteenth. We want you to feel safe.
Hold on, look at the fat on breeder that was in the back.
Yo, come on.
That's the Spanish Lizzo, man.
Yikes.
He's that. Shit, man. Damn, man. She look all right though. She don't. I wouldn't have made fun of her if she was. She looks decent. She probably got shot in the leg or something like that.
Yeah, that might be diabetes. That might not be a gunshot at all, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, man. But yeah, she heard the gunshot and had a heart attack, man.
But this is another one of those dangerous EVPs.
Mass shootings erupted in several communities across the country. Outside Chicago, one person died and at least 22 others were injured after gunshots rang out at a Juneteenth celebration. In St. Louis, the community is heartbroken after one teen was killed and 9 others were shot at a party.
The violence these children experienced last night is intolerable and unacceptable.
So far this year, nationwide, more than 800 children and teenagers have been killed by gun violence. Josh Horowitz with the Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Violence Solutions.
And of those 800, 700 of them are sons, at least.
And they're all in jurisdictions where they've done like raise the age, where if you're under 18, anything short of murdering somebody and you're back on the street in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then mostly in Democratic areas where there's gun control.
Yeah, definitely. But I think at least 700, at the least, are sons. And I mean, it might be 800 because they say 800 plus.
I found this YouTube channel where this guy's visiting these very, very poor communities, and they're really poverty stricken. Like, these people have way more money than the people in these communities, and there's no violence.
You talking about white communities?
Yeah, they're mostly white, but even black communities down south. I mean, you know, it's like there's just like almost no violent crime.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about really poor people.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, Appalachian type.
Like yeah, but I mean, yeah, even in the South. I mean, even in the South. But it's like, yeah, we're talking about like, you know, average per capita is $15,000. You know, something like that. And there's no violence.
Yeah,
there's no violence. So there's something going on in these super liberal. It's the super liberal cities, man. That's what's going on.
Salute to CA, man. It says Happy Father's Day, Ock, Wicked, and all the dads in the chat, man. Salute to you, CA. Ock Nation Hall of Famer.
Salute, CA.
Josh Horowitz with the Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Violence Solutions says firearm homicides are up 45% in the last few years, with guns being the leading cause of death for children and teens. But he's hopeful there are ways to combat the public health issue.
We also think limiting access to firearms in public is important. And of course, investing in community violence intervention programs will pay dividends and save lives.
Horowitz says while it is a balancing act, it is possible to have lawful gun ownership and make the country safer at the same time.
What's up, Crook County?
Yo, what's good, y'all, man? Happy Father's Day to you, bro.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you. How many kids you got, man?
3.
3.
Yeah.
20 people were.
What do you think? What do you know about this situation, man?
All right, Willowbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out of our jurisdiction, man. I saw a lot of videos though, but yeah, so that's one of those areas that had just got infiltrated recently with the Section 8, and you know what I'm saying, low income, mixed income type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was bound to happen.
Also, those people are not people from Chicago that went down there.
Nah, those people that live there, man.
Oh, because I was thinking it was like a people from Chicago going down there just to hang out because it was a
Oh
Juneteenth.
no. So in that area at that strip mall, that's like a normal thing that happens. Like they group up over there and they throw parties and all the other shit. They called it Little Africa in Willowbrook.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they called that shit Little Africa,
Oh
man.
my God.
Those gliders are watching their property values just go down and
No,
down.
so
Man.
around there is apartment complexes.
Oh my
Yeah, so
God.
it's apartment complexes.
Yeah, that's what
they
Wicked
can't even
said.
get out of those houses anymore because they're underwater now, man.
That's what Wicked said though, but I thought he was talking about like low rises.
No. It's apartment complexes over there. And
Oh shit.
and it's got Section 8 and mixed income, low income, all the other stuff over there. But majority of Willowbrook is really, really nice. But in that area right there, they call that Little Africa.
Wow.
Yeah. Those not Chicago people, man. Don't get that to us.
Wow.
Yeah, we got enough piles over here too.
Isn't that like bleed over though? Aren't those people that moved from Chicago?
I mean, it could be that. It could be South
Come on.
Suburb.
Let's
It could
keep
be the
it a
West
buck.
Side.
Let's keep it a buck, man. Those people came from Chicago.
I think it's
No, that's not. That could be second generation though. You know what I'm saying? Like those could people that been gone for a while. That don't get that to us, man. Nope. We're not taking it. Nope.
Look, it says here they call it They call it Little Ratchet Africa.
Is this for real?
Yeah. No, that's a real thing. Yeah.
I didn't even know. That shit sounds lovely though. I might go
Wow.
right now. I might head that way right now.
Yeah, man. Make sure you do, man.
Where you been?
Hey, Wicked, come on. Wicked, we can slide over there right now, man.
Bring your binoculars, man. Bring your binoculars, man.
It's June. It's Juneteenth. Y'all better be taking it easy.
Right, yo, I'm gonna go buy me a bulletproof vest or something.
Wow, they
Stay
call
strapped.
that shit Little Africa. Woo! My God, man. Jesus Christ. Willowbrook. It sounds like such a pleasant place. Willowbrook.
Hey, it is. It actually is though. Willowbrook is nice.
They got like 20 cops, like 20, 30 cops or some shit.
That's gonna change. That's gonna change. You can't police if they doing that. You need 20 cops just for that black section right there, and then you need the cops for the white people. Maybe 3 or 4 cops. So yeah, be about 23 cops.
20 people were shot, 1 killed during some kind of gathering.
Fox 32's Nate Rogers is live now in Willowbrook with what he's learned tonight. Nate?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Tia and Anthony. This was a horrific shooting. Indeed, we're learning many of the victims were simply bystanders attending this event. Now, this was the 3rd year in a row of this gathering taking place inside of this strip mall. We're told by folks that were in attendance that we spoke to off camera that things were going well. It started around 4 o'clock. Then several hours passed. Sometime after midnight, we're told there was a fight that broke out between a group of women. After that, gunshots were fired.
I was afraid for my life, and then the young people life, they running.
An event commemorating Juneteenth turned deadly. The group of an estimated 300 people had been gathering for hours. Just before 12:30 a.m., police were notified of a fight which occurred. Soon after, police say an unknown number of suspects fired multiple rounds from multiple weapons into the crowd. Markeisha Avery was there.
We just started hearing the shoot come from behind us, so we dropped down. We dropped down until they stopped. They just kept going.
There was a mix of graze wounds and then actual gunshot wounds.
21 people shot, 1 person killed, several others injured trying to escape the chaos. It happened near Route 83 and Honeysuckle Lane.
My heart is hurting, Do they understand the purpose of Juneteenth? We should be having fun, celebrate, loving on each other. But it's happening everywhere.
Bullets struck multiple vehicles and even entered Tawanda Carroll's apartment. A bullet here into her bedroom window, her closet, and the patio glass shattered. Fortunately, she was not home at the time.
Where I normally lay down on the couch, it went right over my head and hit my clock. So it was devastating.
By daylight, families could be seen returning to the area to retrieve their vehicles. Detectives spent the day combing through surveillance footage and speaking with neighbors. Neighbors say a majority of the attendees were not from the immediate area.
Chicago. They were from Chicago.
They came from Chicago.
So bad. I'm enough for them. You know, more than enough.
But
Wait.
that woman
Did
was
they aim good?
that woman was very wrong though. She said this is not how you celebrate Juneteenth. I think it's an appropriate way to celebrate Juneteenth, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's the only way, man. I mean shooting that's the spirit of a rebellious slave, man, a runaway slave spirit, man. We out here shooting, man. We out here being defiant, man. You know what I'm saying? But the only problem is we doing it against each other, man. We need to do it against white people.
Hey, Ark, you got some dude in the chat named Joe Curry said you shook. You don't want to let him on the panel.
Oh, Joe Curry. All right, yeah, go ahead, Joe Curry. Come on up, man. I'm shook. Shake me, man.
Yo, all right, really quick though. The other day, right, I was at an open air mall and I was walking and this little son kid, like maybe like 8, 9, 10 years old, right? He's in front of me, he drops a fucking a pop, like like the cup, he throws it on the ground. And I was kind of confused by that because like there's a garbage can. I looked to the right and his mom was there. And she looks at me, I'm looking at her. And I'm like, why even bother? Why even bother trying to explain to them that garbage goes in the garbage can?
Yeah, I mean, why would you? Because here's the thing. That could end up really, really bad for you, man.
Yeah, he get his ass shot for saying that.
Yeah, that could end up really bad.
Hey, did you you said a videos on Twitter I sent you earlier?
Where'd you send them? On Twitter?
Yeah, from the Willowbrook chat. I sent it to your email though.
Are they? Oh, you sent it to my email. All right. Are they appropriate?
Nah, I mean it just shows the amount of Sun people that was there.
Okay, yeah. I'll check it out. Let me just show y'all St. Louis, man.
For the last 6 years.
That building at 14th and Washington is a 5-story commercial building housing offices and workspaces. Our team coverage continues right now with Fox Files investigator Mitch McCoy, who has uncovered the building is for sale and some tenants have been complaining about security for some time.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Shattered glass and blood. A tutoring service that's operated in this building for the last 6 years is now covered in shattered glass.
My office is completely devastated. It's just gone.
Between the chunks of glass, leftover trash, and dried blood, it's hard to imagine this office suite had actually been a place of learning.
I have nowhere to go to implement instruction anymore.
Lauren Young has operated Inspire Young Tutoring for the last 6 years here. Not anymore. She's packing up shop.
It's heartbreaking what happened, but I feel like it could have been prevented.
Young says she's complained to management about security concerns at the building located at 14th and Washington for months. She says people would try and bypass the key fob doors by propping the front and back doors open.
They kind of jimmy it to where they can come back in and out as they please.
We're just trying to identify on that 5th floor who had control of that access.
St. Louis Metro Police Chief Robert Tracy says they've been called to the first floor of this building once before, but not for anything major. While parties and short-term rentals have caught the eye of police.
Yo, these are the type of kids, people, this is the scene that's around this place. Oh my God. That's a dangerous scene right there, man. Because these sons ain't, whenever sons is, what do you call it, stationary, when they're not on the move, when they just like, yo, we just here, that's scary, man. What's up, Battle Elf? Shout out to Cool Cat, man. He says, yo, I'll let Elf on the, yeah, Elf is up. What's up, Battle Elf? What's going on, man?
Hey.
What's up, Battle Elf? What's happening,
Can you hear
man?
me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Go ahead, man. Floor's yours, man.
Oh shit.
What'd you do? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, your boy Wicked is up here, man. Wicked said, "What's up, man? What the fuck is up, man? What's all that shit you was talking?" Oh,
Look, we have an actual fascist pig in the panel, Crook County. I'm not even a pig, so I mean that's who you got your beef with, Battle Elf. Crook County's the pig.
Yeah. All right, man.
Oh,
Take it
hey,
easy.
hold on.
Battle,
We got
man.
beef.
Have a great day, man.
What happened to this guy? What was that?
Hey, hold on. We got
He
beef.
was looking good though. He was looking good.
Yeah.
Yo, Battle Elf is great, amazing in the chat.
Yeah, man.
I thought we had something to like talk about.
Yeah, he don't like fascist pigs. Tyrant. He don't like tyrants.
Yeah, man. So let's see what's going on.
Tracy says they've been pulled to the first floor of this building once before, but not for anything major. While parties and short-term rentals have caught the eye of police and City Hall before, parties in office buildings, that's something new.
We were kind of surprised to see something like that because we've seen.
So they snuck in this office building and had a party where this woman does her tutoring, and she tutors little black kids. And they went in there and look at the way they left it. Look at the way. Remember, I told you earlier, like they would leave it like this anyway. This is just how they are, man.
Like that because we've seen short-term rentals and possibly Airbnbs where we've had problems in the past.
Downtown St. Louis has been a hotspot for weekend parties that end in mad chaos, from shots fired to fights, and now
multiple victims, at least about 8 shot.
A mass shooting. The Fox Files has confirmed this weekend party had been organized and promoted across social media.
We do know this party was pre-planned. They did not give the address out. You had to direct message the organizer.
St. Louis property records reveal the building's owner is an LLC company located in Baldwin. The Fox Files has told the building has been through numerous owners and is once again for sale.
I'm shaking up. I'm still trying to figure out my next move.
The next class may be canceled, but Young says there's a lesson to be learned here.
Condolences to the families. Everyone is affected, but these are the things that happen when stuff is out of place.
As mentioned, this building is for sale. We called the realtor. He wasn't available for a comment. We have also tracked down who we think the owner is, and he has not returned our calls for a comment.
Well, look, if some fucking sunwords broke in and had a fucking impromptu party, the fuck did he do about that?
A 17-year-old is killed at an overnight party in downtown St. Louis.
And 9 other young people were injured. Another 17-year-old is in custody. We have team coverage tonight. We'll begin with Fox News' Mallory Thomas, who is live to tell us what she is learning about the victims and their injuries. Mallory.
Police say that as people were running away from that gunfire, some of them were hit in the leg, some hit in the back, in the arm, and one person was even grazed with a bullet on his face.
The terrifying moments caught on camera, teens running for their lives.
Wrap your arms around your children today as we mourn.
Above this chaotic scene is where police say 9 people were shot during a party, one of them killed. Chief Tracy identifying the 17-year-old victim killed at the party as Mikhail Moore. He says 2 19-year-olds, an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, 3 16-year-olds, and a 15-year-old were also shot.
Additionally, a 17-year-old female was possibly trampled coming down the stairs, running from the scene, and has serious injuries to her spine at this time.
Wow. Well, look at this. 3 sisters up there in charge of everything. At least they got this glider in charge of the police department, man.
Hey, he was the last choice.
Yeah, definitely, man.
No,
he might be into it.
I know.
Oh, you know that
for a fact. For a fact, he was the last choice.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. These sisters, man. God damn. This is the congresswoman. This is the mayor. I don't know who this is back here.
Leaders say this tragic event never should have happened.
Downtown is not a 1 a.m. destination for your 15-year-old. It's a rule I make very clear in my own household. And it's not a place to drop children off unsupervised.
Juveniles in possession of firearms. Juveniles out at 1 o'clock in the morning. 6 of them were males, 5 were females, you could see. And more than half of that individuals, from including the suspect who does not live in the city, and the 11 others, half of them live outside the city.
He says detectives are talking with witnesses and investigating the location of the party.
Multiple firearms were recovered at the scene, including AR-style rifle pistols, as well as a handgun, which was found in the possession of a person of interest who's a juvenile, which was taken into custody.
And Chief Tracy is asking anyone with any more information about this shooting to call Crime Stoppers, where you can always remain anonymous. That number is at the bottom of your screen right now. Reporting live, Mallory Thomas, Fox 2 News.
Jesus Christ, we're fucking animals, man. It just is what it is, man. There's no way that you can't dispute it anymore. Let's see Baltimore, man. I know Baltimore on Juneteenth in Baltimore. That's like fucking baking soda and vinegar, man. That's a combustible situation right there, man.
Yeah, Baltimore like my favorite city to watch the news in.
Yeah, man. Let's see, man.
It's like watching one of those 80s action movies. Rambo.
Hey,
okay.
nah. Baltimore is like watching like who's cricket of who cricket, bro. Like they so dirty, bro. They just had like they be having motherfucking city elected officials like stepping down on some wild shit. $230,000 of salary. They about to go to jail. Like Baltimore is wild.
Yeah. Baltimore is wild, but you guys up there in Chicago, you talk about dirty politics, man. Y'all are kings of that shit.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we known for. But we're literally like the third biggest city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Baltimore ain't even top fucking 10, and Baltimore got female sisters making $210,000 on some shady shit, stepping down.
Yeah.
Baltimore is wild, bro.
This is Annapolis, though. This right here, this didn't happen in Baltimore. This happened in the neighboring city of Annapolis.
All Maryland fathers killed in the Annapolis mass shooting.
Excellent son, amazing father. You know, a person that willing to do whatever was in his power to help others.
1 week after the attack, and their loved ones are meeting with local and state leaders, including the governor, to discuss gun violence and demand accountability. After the meeting, they held a vigil and memorial walk from the State House to the Annapolis City Dock, all happening on Father's Day.
You know why they doing all this shit, right? It was a white dude that did this shit. White dude that killed these people. Look at Brito starting to get with the y'all starting to slowly, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna catch up, Chief. Watch.
Yeah.
But coming soon.
When a white dude does
welcome
it,
to the Black and Brown Coalition.
Yeah, exactly. When a white dude does it, man, you can do all this because somebody cares. Somebody cares, man. You wouldn't do this shit if no one gave a fuck. So they starting to learn that. Look, white people care. White people.
But now that you mention that, we don't really do this though.
Yeah, y'all don't, but y'all starting to, right?
Leaders, including the governor, to discuss gun violence and demand accountability. After the meeting, they held a vigil and memorial walk from the State House to the Annapolis City Dock, all happening on Father's Day.
Nicholas was one of the fathers that really cared for his kids all the time. He was with them all the time. This were really, really lovely parents, and now they're not here.
The 3 men were among 6 people shot at a birthday party after Charles Smith allegedly opened fire using 2 weapons in an Annapolis neighborhood. Police believe a fight over parking led up to the shooting. Smith's attorney claims he fought in Afghanistan and was not on his PTSD medication. The Pentagon confirms for 11 News Smith never deployed to Afghanistan. Victims' families say his actions were not an act of PTSD, but murder.
My little boy is taken away from me because of a racist. And this is not fair.
Well, here's the thing. When we did the story last time, they talked about those guys were arguing with his mother. And then he came over there to assist his mother, who was arguing because they had a party and there was a bunch of hombreros out there.
They were probably making a lot of noise. Charles Smith is, do you get much more glider than that, Charles Smith?
But somehow his mother had gotten into an argument with these hombreros.
Right, it was probably about loud music.
Yeah, he came over there, man, and I just don't know. Like, I mean, if your mom's arguing with a bunch of men and you come over there, man, I don't care. I mean, I don't know how that's racist, man.
That shit ain't no hate crime, bro.
Yeah, I just don't know how that's racist. That's a son man wouldn't even have argued. Some man would have came, pulled up, and started blasting.
Man, listen, some man could have came over there because motherfucker was arguing with their third cousin.
Yeah, facts.
He claims he fought in Afghanistan and was not on his PTSD medication. The Pentagon confirms for 11 News Smith never deployed to Afghanistan. Victims' families say his actions were not an act of PTSD, but murder.
My little boy was taken away from me because of a racist. And this is not fair.
Survivors, family, and the community now making a pledge that they will not give up until they see justice.
I will fight for my son. And I don't want nobody to forget my son and Chele and Nicolas. They were good people.
Both the Morales family and the Segovia family have GoFundMe pages to help support them and their children. We have the links to both of those on our website, WBALTV.com.
Well,
They didn't give her the script to say he could keep a room.
Yeah,
so
right.
What's up with they're all cashing in? It's kind of like you win the lottery when you're involved with this, man, because everybody's puts up a GoFundMe. They get themselves $100,000, $200,000 they would have never had, had the person lived and just, had nothing to do with this stuff, man. It's like amazing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's a white guy, man, I mean, like, but it is like the lottery because it's so rare. The odds of getting shot by a white guy in the street, like, is so fucking rare, man.
And especially Charles Smith.
Yeah.
Stop shooting!
A call to action in North Baltimore at a corner plagued by violence, York Road and East Cold Spring Lane.
Just to be here in a moment like this, because this is a crisis.
Orange t-shirts replaced the bright markers during Friday's investigation. Police were conducting a traffic stop nearby when they heard the gunshots.
I heard the pow, 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 and then I.
Hey man, I gotta snatch that, man. I gotta find a way to do this.
Shots.
I heard the pow, 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 and then I.
You trying to sample that?
Yeah,
That
shit's lit. That shit's lit.
I'll try to sample that shit.
I need that drop, man. I need that drop, man. Somebody send me that drop, man.
I heard the pow, 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 and then I heard the helicopters, and then I heard the police cars.
6 people shot here, ranging from 17 to 32 years old, both men and women.
17 to 32, that's not a bad range, range.
Victims. The acting police commissioner says the mobile metro team, a specialized unit, was already in the area. Still, he's now planning to add more resources to this intersection.
This has been a challenging area for a few years simply because of the amount of people that gather here.
Safe Streets folks say it's time to take collective action and remind people this level of violence is not normal.
Like, it's going to take all of us to be a part of this movement because violence affects everyone. So clearly we need everybody to step up and stand up and let them know that enough is enough.
While people who live here are reiterating, stop shooting and start living.
That is very heartbreaking, unacceptable. We say these words over and over, but what do we do? And so this is a response to say that we've had enough as a community and that we want to come together collaboratively to just make sure that we work together to just combat this issue.
So far, no arrests in this case. If you know anything, you're of course asked to call police. Live at Baltimore City Police Headquarters.
Now here's the thing: nobody knows anything, but there's no people standing on a podium with activists, vowing to find out who did it. demanding that the prosecutors prosecute the offenders to the fullest extent of the law. There's none of that because it's a son. So let's see what else. What other? Oh, Atlanta. Let's see Atlanta. I think Atlanta had a mass shooting. They had a shooting tonight at a concert, though. I know that much. I was watching that on Instagram, man. Yeah, here we go.
All right, we want to get you to some video of a terror inside a Decatur nightclub. I mean, you can just see the chaos, the pandemonium there. It all happened this morning as gunfire erupts, and it sent 5 people to the hospital. Fox 5's Joy Dukes has the latest on the shooting investigation, but also the search for whoever's responsible.
Yeah, DeKalb County police are still working to figure out what led up to gunfire here at the Premier Cosmopolitan Lounge on Glenwood Road, where 5 people were shot. A video circulating on social media gives a glimpse inside the scary moments that sent patrons at the club scrambling for cover. A Saturday night out for some took a frightening turn when chaos erupted at the sound of gunfire inside the Premier One Cosmopolitan Lounge and Restaurant on Glenwood Road. This video obtained by Fox 5 captured the scary moments someone started shooting inside the club and patrons ran for their lives. DeKalb County police say the call about the shooting that sent 5 people to the hospital came in around 3 a.m. when an argument broke out as people were leaving. Flyers online indicate that the club was putting on an after party for Birthday Bash weekend that featured a performance by rapper Finesse 2 Times.
A lot of shooting, a lot of crime, this club.
This man, who did not want to be identified, told Fox 5 he's worked security in the plaza where the shooting happened for nearly 15 years, and that it's not uncommon to hear about incidents like this one.
For several years, been different names, different owners. Same crime every time open up.
Different names, different owners, same crime every time it opens up.
You got a gun up in your waist. Please don't shoot up the place.
So what's the constant? If that's the case, we got to figure out what the constant is.
White supremacy.
Yeah, if all these variables are not having any effect on it, what is the constant?
To hear about incidents like this one.
For several years, been different names, different owners, same crime every time open up, same thing, shooting.
He tells Fox 5 he was a little surprised to hear what happened after he was told they didn't need any extra security for the event.
I was, because I was supposed to have been working here that night, but they didn't need anybody.
While those 5 people are recovering and police are searching for suspects, he says he hopes having more security is something the owners of this club and others will consider. Now, we've reached out to officials with the nightclub for comment. We're still waiting to hear back, but DeKalb County police say the 5 victims that were taken to the hospital are in stable condition at this time. There's no word on.
So 0 for 5 in Atlanta. What was it? 0 for 6 in Baltimore. 1 for 23 in Chicago, and 1 for 11 in St. Louis.
Pretty pathetic. We're lucky that the gliders are not complete degenerates.
Yeah, man. Whew. Yikes. Salute the new crime bill now. He says DNA, damn niggas again. Yeah, man. It is, man. It's us again, man. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ricky, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. So tell me this. Is there hold on, what the fuck is it? Is there another city that anybody heard of anything going on?
But first, a major update in the story of a homeowner who shot and killed a man who he said was breaking into his house. A grand jury has now indicted that homeowner on a murder charge. Good evening. I'm Courtney Bryant.
I'm Eric Perry. Russ Spencer has the man off. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live for us in Smyrna. Denise, you talked with the family of the man who was killed. What did they have to say about these developments?
Yeah, the family of Philip Simmons, the man who was killed, told me from the beginning they knew something wasn't right. They said that he just wasn't the kind of man who would break into someone's home.
a part of me just, you know, it's like I was ripped in half. And I wanted answers.
Ali says he is still healing over the violent death of his brother, Philip Simmons. He says his brother was a God-fearing man who often ministered to young people. April 16th, Ali says Philip and his wife, Crystal, were driving around Smyrna looking for scrap metal. They spotted some near...
Driving around looking for scrap metal. That's some crackhead shit, man.
Yeah, scrap metal, like what? The pipes in the guy's house, right? They were gonna come in, get underneath the sink and grab those pipes, right?
Yo, I seen that firsthand, man. I seen a crackhead with a fucking pocket knife take all the fucking copper out of fucking, like he had like a fucking big ass bag of cords. Like he had cut the cords off like a fucking every fucking appliance he could find, like on the street or whatever. And he sat there with a fucking knife and just cut all the rubber off, and then had a big ass fucking pile of fucking copper and metal, and took that shit to the recycling plant and got like $60 for it. And I was like, wow, like that is fucking ingenuity, man. Like you talk about fucking like where there's nothing pulling, like yo, not like copper fucking in with the water in the walls. I'm talking about cords that plug in the wall. The cord of your fucking blender, the cord of your fucking...
What, can you imagine what a pain in the ass? You come home and all the cords are cut off all your stuff.
I think he went around the streets and looked and did it. I don't think he did it at nobody's house, but I think he just went around the streets and just found every cord he could find and cut it up. And then he was just sitting there. And I was like, wow. Like, I mean, like, I'm in all those people, man. But that is definitely some crackhead shit.
16th, Ali says Philip and his wife, Crystal, were driving around Smyrna looking for scrap metal. They spotted some near Corn Road, which backs up to this home. Ali says Philip pulled over to pick it up when he was confronted by a man with a gun, telling him to get off his property.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Yo, yeah, what the fuck are you doing over here? Like, that's reasonable. For all the crime that's going on now, that's reasonable. I don't think this guy acted unreasonably.
They spotted some near Corn Road, which backs up to this home. Ali says Philip pulled over to pick it up when he was confronted by a man with a gun, telling him to get off his property.
Sister-in-law said that the man had pushed my brother, and my brother stumbled back, and that's when a shot had went off, and then he had turned the gun on her.
Crystal told Fox 5 the man with the gun threatened her. Then she heard more gunshots. Detectives say medics rushed Philip to the hospital, but he didn't survive.
My sister-in-law is traumatized behind this. You know, that my brother, that was her all in all.
Police took a statement from Crystal, but at the time, no charges were filed against the homeowner. The family wanted justice.
And the law just told me to just sit down and relax, that he would take care of it.
This week, an indictment came down from a grand jury charging the homeowner, Hayden Beasley, with malice murder.
Knew it was a glider. I knew it was a glider.
Well, Beasley, though.
Nah, Hayden Beasley, that's a glider name. Hayden Beasley is a glider name, man. Because think about it. They're making a big deal about this. This would be nothing if it was a son. Be
His
nothing.
real name's Blaine. Hayden Blaine Beasley. That's a glider.
Yeah, come on, Hayden.
He goes by Blaine. He goes by Blaine.
That's a goddamn son, man. I mean, that's a goddamn glider. There's no son. There's no son that has that three. It may be a son named Hayden. It may be a son named Blaine. It may be a son somewhere with a last name Beasley. But there's no son on the planet with these three in one, with this combination of names.
Yeah, that shit don't match.
It ain't gonna happen. And plus the fact that they're making a big deal about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just another shooting. Just another shooting.
My sister-in-law is traumatized behind this. You know, that my brother, that was her all in all.
Police took a statement from Crystal, but at the time, no charges were filed against the homeowner. The family wanted justice.
And the law just told me to just sit down and relax, that he would take care of it.
This week, an indictment came down from a grand jury charging the homeowner, Hayden Beasley, with malice murder and felony murder in the death of Philip Simmons. 2 counts of aggravated assault, one for an assault of Simmons, the second for the assault of Crystal. Simmons was also indicted on 2 counts of possession of firearm during commission of a felony.
Burdens lifted, a lot of peace, especially amongst my family. My family is, very thankful.
So you got this guy running around at night looking for scrap metal, and they show you a picture of him in a fucking 3-piece suit and shit.
Did they just say that he's been convicted of a possession of a weapon too? Didn't they just say that?
Felony murder
That
in
don't
the
mean
death
shit.
of Philip Simmons. 2 counts of aggravated assault, one for an assault of Simmons, the second for the assault of Crystal. Simmons was also indicted on 2 counts of possession of firearm during commission of a felony.
Burdens.
Simmons, yeah. So his brother.
Did she screw up? Because she said Simmons that's the victim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's nothing. I mean guns, they got weapons all day on, and then there was.
Yeah, I mean he had if you need a gun, if you're going around running up on people's property looking for scrap metal, you need a gun. I mean, he just was slow with the draw. That's why I don't know how it's murder.
Burdens lifted, a lot of peace, especially amongst my family. My family is, very thankful.
The indictment came down Tuesday. The homeowner has not yet been arrested. The family of Philip Simmons is planning a memorial for him July 3rd. Reporting live in Smyrna.
And there's going to be a bunch of people there that wouldn't have gave that guy $5 if he was still alive. Which is hence,
all right, we want to get
hence why he was fucking running around in wee hours in the morning looking for scrap metal on people's property.
But that's another reason why we know that the liberals are terrible people.
Yeah, horrible, horrendous. Oh my God, man. Let's see. Is there another city that may have had some? Oh yeah, they said they're shooting in Washington, right? I hope that wasn't no goddamn sun, man. I hope that shooting wasn't no fucking sun up there, man. That shooting at that event, whatever the fuck that was,
Right. There's gonna be like a craps table. Who was it?
Yeah.
You know me, man. I'm putting my money on the Prairie Potatoes.
Okay.
Continue tracking a deadly shooting at the Gorge Amphitheater Campground, where thousands are attending an electronic dance music festival.
Electronic dance music festival. So we're off to a good start. That's not typical Sun activity.
CRT's Nikki Torres joining us from the newsroom with more details. Nikki, what do we know at this point?
Well, John, we know this morning that 2 people are
Smash
dead,
on
3
Nikki.
other people are
Right,
injured,
Smiggity.
including these.
Really?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
I'm
Why not?
cool as the other side of the pillow on that one, man. Oh,
Nah, she could get it from me.
I'm not saying I call her back or anything, but
really? I'm gravy, my G. I'm good.
He's got some funny suntan
Hey,
lines,
to each his
man.
own. Shoot.
Yeah, no doubt, to each his own. Yeah, 'cause I mean,
hey, one man's trash, Chief.
Yeah,
He said, "Oh, gravy."
I'm just like, yeah, I'm crazy, dog. I'm cool, man. Yeah, man. I don't
Well,
know,
okay,
man.
2 killed, 3 injured. That's really good shooting. I say that. That's
Oh yeah, that's a glider.
Are dead. 3 other people are injured, including the suspected shooter. This is the latest information that we have
Nikki,
right now
don't
from the
listen
Grant
to
County
Ock.
Sheriff's Office. The shooting happened at the campground of the Gorge Amphitheater. This is the opposite side of where the musical performances take place. Here's the timeline of how everything happened.
Okay, so it's the opposite side of where the music performance. So it could have been somebody not involved with this thing.
place. Here's the timeline of how everything happened last night. According to the sheriff's office, at 8:25, there were reports of a shooter at the campground. The music festival was happening at the time, several hundred yards away. Emergency management then sent out an alert saying there was an active shooter and warned people to run, hide, and fight. The sheriff's office says the shooter walked away from the initial incident and continued to shoot randomly into the crowd. By about 9:19 last night, deputies did arrest the suspect. Beyond Wonderland Festival then tweeted out that there is no current danger to people at the event. Beyond Wonderland also announced earlier this morning that day 2 of the music festival is canceled, and also extending their condolences to the people affected by what happened last night. The sheriff's office has not released the suspect's identity yet. We also do not know who the victims are. There's also no information as of this morning as to why the suspect opened fire or what kind of weapon they used.
So they're not making a big deal about this, man. That's a red flag, man.
Yeah, that's probably some person with who's actually been to the range.
Yeah.
We're speaking tonight about a shooting that happened at a campground at the Gorge Amphitheater near George Washington. The concert this evening or this weekend is the Beyond Wonderland Electronic Dance Music Festival. That was going on in the venue, which is several hundred yards away from where the shooting happened, which is in the campground on the opposite side of the venue.
All right, man, we're gonna let you go, fucking.
Well, you know what though? It could be one of those LGBTQIA, etc.
Yeah, I mean, because they would if a white guy shot up a festival.
They did have his face up there. It was,
yeah, this is something not adding up, man. I'm trying to find it on Twitter. I don't see anything.
electronic music, man. That's who's going there, man.
Yeah, I know sons ain't going. The type of sons that would shoot, the type of sons that would go to electronic dance festival are not shooters. We'll have to wait on that one. There's no information about the shooter. I'm talking about none.
Yeah, that's a wild card right there. It's a joke.
Yeah, man. It could be a glider, but it's just not. It's
I'm
not.
gonna go with glider because of the ratio. That's what I'm gonna go with. Contact clues, right?
Yeah, that's a good bet. Yeah. Well, is there any other cities that you guys heard of? So, is there any other cities that we may have?
Memphis is always fun because they got rid of the Scorpion Squad.
God, Jesus, Memphis, Juneteenth, and Memphis. Oh my God, Juneteenth
sounds pleasant.
Oh wow, let me do this.
The local Somali community is mourning the loss of 5 young women who died in a violent car crash on Friday night. Minneapolis police say they were killed after an alleged impaired driver ran a red light and then smashed into their car.
Now, video of this crash has been circulating on social media, sparking concern from the victims' loved ones and police. Fox 9's Rose Smith is live at the Dar Al Farouk Islamic Center in Bloomington with more on these details. Rose?
Yeah, Minneapolis's police chief sending out a strongly worded statement in the last hour or so saying, quote, "We do not know who shared the Metro Transit surveillance video to be posted online, but we will conduct an internal review along with Metro Transit police to try and determine the source." MPD saying it remains committed to supporting the victims' families. These 5 young women, ranging in age from 17 to 20 years old, were considered to be the pearls of the local Somali community.
These were our brightest individuals, our brightest young sisters, young women in our community.
Faith leaders tell us on Friday night they were at Carmel Mall shopping and getting henna applied for a friend's wedding. They were on their way home when Minneapolis police say their car was hit by an impaired driver on Lake Street. They died at the scene. On Sunday, City Council member Jamal Osman wrote in a statement, "I have spent the last couple of days bearing witness to the pain of these families. Osman also sharing his anger and outrage after he says law enforcement released traffic camera video of the moment the young women died, despite senior officials assuring him the footage wouldn't get out until after the families were able to watch it. Meanwhile, funeral services for the young women are set for Monday. Leaders at Dar al-Farouk Islamic Center in Bloomington tell us they had bright futures ahead. 20-year-old Sahara Gay Sadeh volunteered at the mosque, and Sama Abdul Qadir, also 20, taught there.
Salma, had a class of 25 students who she was teaching, and next weekend, those students are not going to see their teacher again.
The youngest victim, 17-year-old Sabri Ali, just graduated from Medina High School and was set to attend the U in the fall. An online fundraiser to support their families has surpassed $300,000. The police chief also says he will consider policy changes in the future related to video that could be used as evidence. The driver in this case has been arrested, but has not yet been charged. Reporting live in Bloomington, Rose Schmidt, Fox 9.
Yeah, we covered that last night. That's crazy, man. They had the crash footage on the fucking... Oh, man. Well, Denver.
EMS 2, 20th and Market, coach and ambulance. I got one person shot.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, that's the week. We already covered that. What did somebody just say? Somebody said some city? Salute to Miss Essex, man. Somebody said
homie said Memphis.
Memphis, that's right. Memphis. Make sure you hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, support the channel. We about to go to Memphis, man. Whew. Africa. Let's see.
Caught on camera, Memphis police need your help finding a man who robbed a woman at gunpoint at an 8.
Yo. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
He wasn't playing.
Broad daylight. Gun to your head.
Caught on camera, Memphis police need your help finding a man who robbed a woman at gunpoint at an ATM in the airport area. Hello, I'm Greg Hurst. Stephanie is off tonight. WRAG's Bria Jones joins us now live from the downtown police precinct after talking with the victim. And what did she have to say, Bria?
Well, Greg, the woman says while this man only snatched $60, he did manage to get away with her sense of security. Shocking surveillance video captures the moment a typical ATM run turned into terror.
As I got my money out, the guy just rushed up on me and had a gun, and he was saying, "Give me the money, give me the money, give me the money." He was all up on me.
67-year-old Gloria Evans is the victim, seen here with a handgun pointed at her head. She agreed to share her story.
So he doesn't have his hand on the trigger, so that son man is got good trigger discipline. Look, his finger never goes onto the trigger.
But this story is typical. She's elderly, no mask on, $60, broad daylight, senseless.
Yeah. I'm
surprised he didn't kill her. That would have been like the cherry on the top. Just kill her.
He made sure he didn't kill her. He knew he didn't. I think he made a decision when he saw her. I'm not going to need to come up with the gun, my finger on the trigger with this.
But this is where a father in the home could have helped. That would have told him, "Son, wear a mask when you rob somebody at the ATM."
That's true.
67-year-old Gloria Evans is the victim, seen here with a handgun pointed at her head. She agreed to share her story if we hit her face. She says the robbery took place the day before Mother's Day at the Orion Federal Credit Union branch on Mill Branch Road around 5 in the evening.
It kind of shocked me, and it made me mad at the same time. I just was, take it. You know, he just took the money out of my hand. He left the card. He left the receipt.
Taking $60. Here you can see Evans monitoring her surroundings. Despite being alert, she still found herself on the other end of...
Yeah, she looked everywhere except for the side. It wouldn't have mattered, though. It wouldn't have mattered.
He left the receipt.
Taking $60.
She's looking over here, but it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if she saw him. What do you think about that?
Well, can you imagine if they had, let's say, this team, these 5 guys, right? Who were, who had the authority to have guns, but they weren't marked as police, and they could have rolled up on that situation and protected her. Can you imagine if they would have had something like that?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a great idea. Maybe you should run it by the mayor, Memphis mayor, man. Send her an email.
You can see Evans monitoring her surroundings. Despite being alert, she still found herself on the other end of a metal barrel.
He was waiting on me to get that money so he can rob me.
Tonight, Memphis police are hoping you take a good look at these clear images of the suspect. What do you say to the young person that did this to you?
It ain't worth it. Don't do it. It's wrong. I know he have a mother, he have a grandmother. And his mother would be very disappointed in him doing something like that.
Memphis police are now investigating another ATM robbery on Winchester Road, where a man says another man hit him in the head with a gun and stole $600. It's unclear if the crime is connected to Evans's robbery that happened a month prior.
It makes me think, and be more cautious now, because I do think a little bit differently walking out of my door to go to my mailbox. And that just made about 15 steps from my door.
Memphis police say no arrests have been made in these cases. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers at 528-CASH. Now reporting live downtown, Bria Jones, WREG News Channel.
He one of the more merciful ones.
Yeah, he was a very nice guy, man. His mother would be very proud of him, I think. We did Memphis the other day. We did it just the other day, man. Ain't really too much, man. Let's see. New Orleans, man. New Orleans, man. New Orleans. Okay.
Now to a tragic update to a story we first brought you on the Eyewitness News at 5:30. A man with dementia missing in Hammond has been found dead. 79-year-old Huey Kennedy was last seen leaving Oceans Behavioral Hospital just after 5 yesterday. Officials say he may have left through a side door at the residential facility. About 2 hours later, workers noticed he was missing and called police. Sadly, his body was found around 7:45 this evening. Hammond police have not released.
When I saw his face, I was like, "Oh shit, that might be a sunny situation." But okay, it seemed like he just happened to wander out and died of exposure, maybe.
Or who knows, man? Maybe his son brother got him because they sort of look like that.
No, as opposed to a sun person, that's a person who got too much sun.
Yeah, man, you never know, man. You never can tell, man.
Monday is Juneteenth, but the celebration began this weekend. The holiday marks the day the last of the enslaved found out they were free.
The mic is doing something.
Monday is Juneteenth, but the celebration began this weekend. The holiday marks the day the last of the enslaved found out they were free. One of many of these weekend celebrations just wrapped up in Kenner. Here is Rachel Hammond.
A procession of drums kicked off Rejoice Incorporated's Juneteenth Community Fest.
Drums are very powerful. It calls down the spirit. What you feel with the drums, that they really touch people.
Everyone brought out their most colorful clothes and biggest smiles to Susan Park Gym's Saturday night. For some people, it was new.
This is my first time.
For others, it's a tradition.
I come every time they have it. I enjoy myself, and I try to bring other people that don't know about it out.
They got to hear a stacked lineup of local musicians, and the people on stage were just as excited to be there as the people at the tables. Kim Phillips has been playing at Community Fest for 4 years.
I love to come here every year.
We didn't come to sit down, we come to get down.
Rejoice Incorporated started Community Fest in 2017, before the holiday was nationally recognized. Its founder, Raina Edwards, saw a need for a Juneteenth celebration in Kenner.
This gives us a chance to celebrate and bring people together in unity and community to share the hope for freedom for everybody.
And like other Juneteenth events, it's as much about education as celebration. An exhibit told the story of the holiday. In 1865, troops rode into Galveston Bay, Texas, and told the last of the enslaved that they were free. That was 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Activists fought to make it a federal holiday for years.
It's a celebration of their endurance and also of freedom.
Then in 2021, Congress finally agreed, and President Biden signed the bill. Since then, new Juneteenth events have popped up around the country.
Hoping that they can, just feel the celebration that was felt back there in 1865.
And the more established ones, like Community Fest, will keep drawing bigger crowds as Juneteenth gets more of the recognition it deserves.
Today was just the beginning of Juneteenth weekend. The Juneteenth Freedom Gala is at the Andre Caillou Center tomorrow night. Then Juneteenth Festival at Congo Square is on Monday. There will also be a parade and a...
What's up, Brown Sugar?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm feeling under the weather a little bit, but hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Senator Biden would hate President Biden.
Somebody I know in Memphis got killed this morning.
Was it a woman?
Huh?
Was it a woman?
No, it's a man.
Oh, what?
He got killed by a woman.
Oh, wow.
Women do it too.
Yeah, how'd you hear about that? On the news?
My best friend called me. She was upset, and we found out who it was, and I was like, wow, 'cause he used to stay in my inbox.
Oh, really? Like,
Yes.
what do you mean your online inbox or
your DMs?
DMs?
Yeah, he kind of thirsty.
Oh.
But he was a thirsty boy, thirsty man. But he was real popular though. And and he's gone. Like he's dead.
And a woman killed him.
Mm-hmm.
We just went to Memphis. We didn't see. When was it? Yesterday or today?
Well, it's probably it happened this morning. So the story was like they found a man shot to death outside at home in his apartment.
They don't know why she killed him.
Ain't no telling.
Probably because he was thirsty, like she said.
Yeah, probably could be. Like he's thirsty, so she probably got mad and.
So was it a woman? Was it? It wasn't a girlfriend.
No, they said a woman.
Oh, just a random woman. Yeah. It could have been. It would have been being lecherous, man.
Time in less than 6 months, a young child gets a hold of a gun and shoots themselves. Jefferson Parish.
God, I hate those stories, man. Let's see. So give me a city, Brown Sugar.
Let's see. Have you done LA?
Los Angeles?
Yeah. It's a lot of burritos there.
Hey, I did want to ask you a question that I've been meaning to ask you, if you don't mind. I know you've said repeatedly that when you're driving long distances, you play like different podcasts, like Caddy Truth or whatever.
Right.
And I wanted to ask you, do you have like a headphone on, or does your wife hear you listening to this?
No, I have a earbud.
Right. Because the way you've described her, she don't want to hear that.
No. I listen to everything in my earbuds, man. That's it, man. No.
See, because when I drive long distance, I listen to you, and I put it over the car, and my girl's hearing it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got a special lady there, man. She's special.
No,
man.
she is, man. She's a pain in the ass, but you know.
Yeah, they all pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like she's coming around with Shirley. You know what I mean? Like she still pushed back, but I mean, look, the truth is the truth is the truth.
Yeah, the truth is the truth, man. Let's see what's
The
going on.
manhunt goes on this late hour for the killer who may have used a scooter as his getaway vehicle, jumping on one of those motorized scooters to escape before police get here. Investigators finding the scooter they think might have been the one used, found it a couple blocks away lying on the sidewalk, right near here where the gunman opens up fire in broad daylight. Watch. Gunfire in North Hills, turning this neighborhood around Parthenia Place into a large crime scene after a man said to be in his 20s is shot dead.
We don't have any information that would tell us that it's a drive-by, but again, the investigation is still very early and we're still trying to attempt to find witnesses.
A white tent now set up, marking the very spot where it all happened, covering the victim's body. Nearby, the street littered with all types of evidence. This marker, number 4, see it there? Down next to what appears to be a shell casing, as LAPD says the shooter fired at will, sending a barrage of gunfire at the victim.
There's several items of evidence that would indicate multiple rounds, yes.
Traffic jammed as it's rerouted all around the crime scene. It's a deadly shooting that shakes this neighborhood. Some rushing in worried they might know the victim, as detectives question anybody who may have seen something, anything, with investigators hoping their best clues at this early stage might be found on video from some of the nearby security cameras.
We do have detectives, homicide detectives here from Operations Valley Bureau who are conducting an investigation right now, which will include canvassing the neighborhood for witnesses, trying to identify sources of video, and hopefully have something further to follow up on very shortly.
Now live, investigators busy collecting some of that video evidence. Neighbors telling me there's a lot of security cameras on the apartment buildings that line this.
Hold on, was this the people that were around the situation? Yeah, he's on burritos, man. He's on burritos, man.
I got a question. So, have you ever had like families of the victims contact you when you do a show with them?
Yeah, I've never had that happen. I can't. I have to.
That's pretty interesting, actually.
Never had the family of victims contact me, man.
I feel like people.
I'm gonna have to cam up one day before I die, in case I get murdered. I don't want you snickling at my damn death. I'm mad as hell.
Who's snickling at these people's death, man? You think I do that?
I don't want you to do that.
Now, see, my girl said that we're assholes for doing this, but she gotta understand that we're not making small of their demise. We're just pointing the fact that how ridiculous the Matrix is.
Yeah, I think people got to know that. Like, I mean, no one's happy that these people are dead, and no one's making fun of these people at all. But it is what it is. I mean, like the situations, some elements of the situations are hysterical, man.
Yeah.
And also the comments by people and the narratives that the people are given. And the tropes, all that stuff is funny, man.
They're all the same too. Like there's like a consistency in it.
That stuff is hysterical.
Yeah.
I continue to laugh about that stuff.
Like when we do the gun memorial game, like that's just heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, just seeing the gun memorial is heartbreaking. It's in Chicago, another one. So let's go see this one, man.
With breaking news, a mass shooting on the south side at a Father's Day park gathering. One person.
Okay, so
we're starting with breaking news. A mass shooting on the south side at a Father's Day park gathering. One person was killed and at least 5 people were taken to hospitals. CBS 2's Andrew Ramos is live in the Roseland neighborhood. Andrew, Chicago police just held a news conference. What did you find out?
That's right, Charlie. We just heard from CPD officials that confirmed that 6 people were shot, one of them now dead. Now, this all unfolded at around 7:50 here in the Roseland neighborhood. It occurred at Smith Park, as you mentioned, where a family gathering was going down for
Who are these? Who's at Roseland? Who's gathering at Roseland?
The 100s, some people.
Father's Day. According to police, a dark-colored sedan had been driving down South Princeton Avenue when that gunfire broke out and just bullets started flying. People started running, and in the melee, 6 people were shot, and again, one of them died from the shooting. According to officials, as we had mentioned before, it was a dark color sedan. That's what they're looking for at this point. We did get a chance to speak to some residents who talked to residents who were here on the street when everything occurred, and he described what a relative told him.
My cousin just told me she heard some gunshots, maybe, I don't know, 15, 16 shots, and a car pulled up, this guy shooting. And they started, I think it was like maybe 20 or more shots, and everybody was ducking and stuff like that.
Now, just to recap, 6 people shot, one of them now dead. We were told that the victims, their conditions are unknown at this hour. They were taken to local area hospitals where they're being evaluated. So it's unsure what their condition is right now. And again, they're looking for a dark color sedan that they said opened fire on this Father's Day barbecue happening here in the Roseland neighborhood.
Roseland. Salute to Judah 2523. He says, "Happy Father's Day, and all the dads on the channel and in the chat, man. Yeah, salute to you, man."
Yeah, happy Father's Day, y'all. My bad, I forgot.
Yeah, man. Damn. Yeah, man. What took
Come
you
on,
so
man.
long?
I know. I was about to say.
Damn.
Yo,
brown sugar.
Yo, so this one was a Father's Day cookout, but not a Juneteenth cookout?
Yeah, this wasn't Juneteenth. This was Father's Day, man. There's so much going on this weekend,
I like
man.
that. I like that you have options.
They're
Options
both
are always good.
dangerous.
Options are always good, you know. But one thing is not an option in the stand. You're gonna get one in the edge.
Yeah. It's not an option to fucking go somewhere with not the threat. Even when there's no shooting, something happens that puts it in the air. You know what I'm saying? There's always the element of what do you call it?
The specter of it, the possibility of it is always there.
That element of surprise.
Yeah, it's always it could be the most like black power, beautiful thing, Pan African, and then next thing you know, gunfire erupts.
Exactly.
I mean, but I'm sorry to say it, but I gotta add this to it. Breeders do it too, just because I don't want to get mad at me or not. Breeders do it too, but it's just there the possibility of gunfire erupting.
Yeah. So we had Philly. We did Philly earlier. Did Atlanta. I don't want to miss anything because I know last night we had the Chicago thing happen last night, and while the show was going on, and I missed it.
The zoo, the one in the zoo.
Yeah, no, the one, no, not that one. The one at Willowbrook. We covered the zoo, but Willowbrook happened last night.
The other one.
Yeah. Willowbrook happened last night where the show was going on, and I didn't catch it because I want to make sure I don't miss none of this sunny behavior before we get out of here, man.
But you know how that goes, Chief. I mean, you can't cover it all. It's impossible.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see this one.
Multiple mass shootings nationwide have left 4 people dead and several others injured. A Juneteenth celebration, a music.
No, that's Oh yeah, let's see Indianapolis, man. Let's do
an Indianapolis woman.
Let's do Indianapolis, man. Before we get out of here, man. Indianapolis is always a treasure trove, man.
And that shooting comes as IMPD homicide detectives are investigating 2 killings in the city this weekend.
She looked like that dude from Goonies. What's that thing from Goonies? that they had in the basement.
That's mean.
No, what was that thing called?
That's mean.
Anybody remember Goonies?
That's mean, Ak.
I know it's mean. I know. I'm sorry.
I don't know the name of the dude, but
Can she even breathe?
I forgot what
Look at
the
her
fuck
nose.
was he called? What was his name?
I don't know what his name was, but I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
His
about,
face is all
man.
fucked up with a little piece of hair on top of his head.
Yeah, okay, I see him. I got a
That
picture
is
of
so
him.
mean.
I got a picture of him here, man. Let me show you. And tell me if I'm lying, Brown Sugar. Yeah, I'll let Brown Sugar be the judge. I'll let you be the judge, Brown Sugar. You can if I'm lying, then you if you say it don't look like her, then I'll say it don't look like her.
Hell no.
Yeah, that's that.
That don't kind of look like her though. I'm just saying, man. I don't know, man. I that's the first thing I thought of. I'm not even trying.
You gotta do it side to side, though. You gotta do
Yeah. You gotta do it side to side. I guess maybe I kind of like went too far with that one, but I don't know, man. Maybe not. Chat one of you agree with me. Chat two if you don't, man. I don't trust Brown Sugar.
Sausage party.
Brown Sugar always gonna take up for the woman.
And that shooting comes as IMPD homicide detectives are investigating 2 killings in the city this weekend. One appears to be justified, the other targeted. Fox 59's Russ McQuaid brings us up to date and breaks down Indianapolis's homicide picture this year.
At 102 homicides in 2023, the city's violent death tally is keeping steady pace with last year's numbers year to date. That's despite the tens of millions of dollars that have been spent on anti-violence community programs.
That's despite the tens of billions of dollars that have been spent. Man, listen, man. Woo.
It rolls off the tongue.
I should have got me a program.
Yeah, Brown Sugar. Why don't?
It's never too late.
I don't want to deal with them bad kids.
Get involved in your community, Brown Sugar.
Straight, I left the community.
I think Brown Sugar, you could soothe the savage beast with your voice, man. Go soothe these goddamn Sunday, man.
Absolutely not. No.
They're gonna be trying to holler and shit.
But I don't want to.
Okay, so you're helping out inside the prisons. Okay, that's cool.
Picture this year.
At 102 homicides in 2023, the city's violent death tally is keeping steady pace with last year's numbers year to date. That's despite the tens of millions of dollars that have been spent on anti-violence community programs and IMPD technology and manpower upgrades. The killings show how difficult it is to bring down Indianapolis's 2023 homicide totals.
It was on Lower Drive this morning on the city's northwest side that homicide detectives arrived to find a red SUV crashed over a mailbox and into a parked pickup truck. Inside was a young man shot to death.
Whether or not the vehicle was in motion or not we're not sure, but can't say if it wasn't something where the person was just driving by and just randomly got shot.
The victim was not from the neighborhood.
This does pretty clearly appear to be a targeted incident. Why we believe it's targeted incident, we're not prepared to release for investigative reasons.
There were 2 shootings this weekend, one of them deadly, where police know who had the gun, but no one's been arrested. A woman wounded a man she said was trying to enter her home on Arcadia Street, and police are trying to determine if a resident was justified in fatally wounding a stranger at his home on Meganwood Court Saturday night.
Those individuals feeling like they had to defend themselves puts them in a difficult situation. They shouldn't be there. Those individuals who are victims of gun violence shouldn't be victims. Those people who were accidentally shot shouldn't be shot.
2 juveniles were shot this weekend, one 17-year-old fatally in Lawrence, and a 15-year-old was shot on Brook Point Drive. And the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports gunshot wounds are the #1 killer of young Americans between the ages of 1 and 19.
But I think it would be important in my position as a counselor to hear from the public health department, from Dr. Kane and others, that to hear how that would impact them to see what they're hearing and seeing every day. So I would like to hear a little bit more from the experts.
5 years ago, the City County Council declared a gun violence and violent crime public health emergency in Indianapolis. So far, the Marion County Health Department and its director, Dr. Virginia Kane, have not. We've requested an interview with Dr. Kane to talk about this issue. In the newsroom, Russ McQuaid, Fox 59 News.
You're on mute.
They spent tens of millions of dollars just this year to fight it, and nothing seems to be working. And that's one city. That's one city.
They could have put that money into maybe like more prisons or something that works.
They could have invested money into children that actually want to go to college.
Thank you.
Do something with their life.
Thank you. That part, Chief. Thank you, Brown Sugar. That is big what you just said.
Good kids don't spend
They don't care about good kids.
They don't give a fuck about good some teams.
Those are only people getting the summer jobs. The good sun teams. The good children work during the summer. No badass kids ain't working during the summer.
And they're the only ones going to the programs. When they have some event, when these programs end up only like the shooters are not going to be down there, man. So the program is there to stop the violence and shit, but really nobody goes down there. But if somebody does go down there, it's a good kid. So, but it's a good kid going down there like to not shoot somebody. He's not going down there to like get tutoring and calculus or to take a field trip somewhere and learn, learn a new thing. He's going down there to like learn how not to shoot people.
Yeah, because downtime is like you're gonna kill somebody time. But they should really put that money into the nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them at the community before one of these reckless some boys kill them. Kill the future heart surgeon or something. Like we need to get them out.
Yeah.
Well, cities across the nation are planning big celebrations this weekend to honor Juneteenth, the effective end of slavery in the United States.
And that includes right here in Indianapolis. And that's where we find Fox 59's Hannah Fulman this morning, giving us a preview of the jam-packed day of events celebrating Juneteenth. Hannah, we're starting with a parade and even have a festival.
Exactly that. As the sign says behind me, happy Juneteenth. The holiday is officially this Monday, but the celebrations are getting underway here in just about an hour in Indianapolis, and it's going to be a great day for your family and friends. I'll let you take a closer look at that beautiful sign. Happy Juneteenth again. And it's the 6th annual Indy Juneteenth celebration here. This year's celebration features a lot of fun. This includes a parade beginning in just under an hour and a big festival featuring 200 vendors, food, games, live entertainment, and much more. And this all starts at noon.
What part of being black is this?
You know, I used to go celebrate Juneteenth before, before it got big. And it was nice. It was just nice, you know.
How did you come across celebrating it though? Like,
I didn't know.
How did that come about?
I didn't know what it was. I just remember we used to just go and it was barbecue. They had everyone with barbecue.
Father's Day.
Dance. I don't know. It was some Father's Day. It was Juneteenth. People had their African stuff on and just all this. I could have if I wanted to because of my great grandmother.
Did you wear African stuff when you went to?
No, it's too damn hot to wear them. You know, their material, their fabric kind of stiff. No, I'm not wearing that.
So when you go down there and you see them doing things, do you see them doing anything that you did? Because these are black things that they're allegedly doing. Do you like? Oh yeah, I remember growing up doing this thing that we're doing now at this Juneteenth event.
Yeah, I just remember eating and walking and looking at the boys, guys. I don't know.
What about the drum?
Yeah, they had drum. I wasn't looking at them drum. I was young. I was a teenage, early 20s. So it was just like.
I never heard it. I've never heard of Juneteenth ever until after George Floyd.
What about jumping jacks and shit? Do you
Hell
doing jumping
no. This is extra. Like it was just people just eating, listening to music. You know, you had some people that African stuff, selling stuff. A lot of vendors. It was just a regular event. Like it was nothing, none of this white women jumping jacks and all that crap.
What about you, Ag? Did you do Juneteenth before George Floyd?
Bring 200 vendors, food, games, live entertainment, and much more. And this all starts at noon at Military Park. We caught up with the founders earlier this morning, and they say this event started in their backyard years ago and now has turned into something much bigger.
And all mankind deserve a moment to celebrate their God-given right of being a free individual, especially right here in the United States of America. So we want all people to come out of all races, creeds, sexual orientations, to everyone to come on out and join us right here as we all celebrate our right to be free.
First up in the jam-packed day of celebrations is the parade that will begin at 10 this morning on North and Pennsylvania streets here in Indianapolis. And then starting at noon will be the festival at Military Park. And again, there's going to be plenty of live entertainment, food, games, and lots of fun for your family and friends. For now, reporting live in downtown Indianapolis, Hannah Fulman, Fox 59 News.
And on that note, I'm out of here, man. Peace out.
Happy Juneteenth.